Hello, everybody. My name is Dougals. When we left off, there was a bandit raid.
Here we go? Are you ready?
We can go.
I'm ready, Captain.
Good. Then follow me. Keep quiet and do exactly as you're told. I don't know what Sir Razik sees in you, and I don't care. If you're to ride with my men, I expect you to listen.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Against all better judgment, they've decided to give you your own horse.
Well, I already got my own
Dappled
horse.
Gray, beside my stallion, is yours. Make sure you take good care of him. Now, mount up and ride behind us.
Alright, well, this is my horse, so...
No Godwin. Last one there won't find me a happy man.
Oh, okay, so... Last one there, and you won't be happy, eh? Maybe I should,
Yeah.
just beat you there. I'll be the first one on scene. How you like them apples? Dodge the chickens. Yeah, y'all are far behind. Alright, Neuhoff, we are on the way. Imagine I get lost. Alright, I would say this would be the place. And I'm gonna go to where the smoke is the thickest. Yeah, I was here first, guys.
Where's your master?
In the paddock.
Crucifix. What kind of beast could do this?
The blood of the martyrs.
One of a kind.
What happened here? Why?
Someone came at night and hamstrung every one of them. The horses, screaming, must have woke poor Radek, the stable boy. And when he tried to stop them... And then my husband, when my husband tried to help them, they killed him too. And when they were done, they put a torch to the stables.
My sincere condolences, ma'am. I swear we'll hunt those monsters down and make them pay for this.
The horses were still alive when I came. We had to finish them off. All of them. The pain in their eyes. They couldn't understand how anyone could do this to them.
Did they steal anything? Any horses?
Nothing. They wanted blood, not coin.
Did your husband quarrel lately? Was there anyone who might want revenge?
He argued over the price of a saddle, maybe, but nothing that could drive a man to this.
Dark times.
These are dark days when there's more kindness in horses than in men. Did you see anything? How many were there? Or what did they look like?
We saw no one.
Has anyone tried to follow the trail?
No. We were fighting the blaze until now, and even if we weren't, what chance would any of us have against someone who could do this?
Makes sense, makes sense.
Oh, pox on it. Mount up and quarter the area. We have to find out where they went. Look for tracks and ask the folk if they saw anyone. Fuck, someone must have at least caught sight of them.
Yes, sir. What about me, Captain?
What the hell use are you? You stay here.
Please, let me do something. I could have a look around the area and see if they left any tracks.
Well, if you must. Just don't get in anyone's way, don't go too far, and come back here when you're done.
You know, I don't really take kindly to you calling me useless. So I'm gonna do what I need to do, okay?
If it was the prophet, at least
You can go to hell, all of you.
But I'd just like to know.
And I'd like for my friends not to be murdered, while you sit warm and safe behind those castle walls.
But we came just as soon as we could.
You tell that to França, lying there. Fucking lying there, splitting two like a pig. Go see him. Go fucking tell him that you came as soon as you could. What a fucking mess.
Alright, man, I'm gonna need you to calm down.
Another useless soldier come to ask questions. You should have fucking been here last night.
Show me your arm.
What's wrong with your arm? That's nasty. It needs to be cleaned out and bandaged. Let me.
That feels a mite better. Thank you. What do you need to know?
What happened here?
What in the world happened here?
The bastards attacked us. At night, a little before dawn.
How are you wounded?
How did you come by that wound?
I heard someone talking, so I went to look outside. Then I saw what they'd done to the horses. I shouted at those bastards. Caught one by the cloak and started beating him.
Without a weapon? With just your fists?
Yeah. But he cut me pretty good, the fucker. Lucky for me the others started to come out then, so the raiders ran. All that's left is his cloak.
Alright. Do you know why they did
You've
it?
got no idea why they did it.
Something must have gone wrong for them. They ran off without taking anything.
Alright. And was there a big fellow in black
There's
amongst
one man
them?
in particular. Huge. Dressed all in black. Voice loud enough to crack stone. Did you see him?
Who the fuck do you think half killed me?
So he really was here. The bastard.
Alright, help me.
Can you help me?
How?
You know the area. How can I figure out which way they went?
They left in a hurry. You could see if there's a fence knocked down. Or a gate.
Alright, thank you. Thank you. I think,
Smell. The stud farm owner. I saw him in Skalitz a few times. His poor widow.
Alright, let's talk to you.
Ask.
I can come back later if you...
No. I saw you came with the soldiers, and the sooner you know everything, the sooner you'll catch those savages.
Alright, tell me about
I'm
the
sorry
raid.
to trouble you, ma'am, but could you tell me about the raid?
The noise woke us up. Me and Smill. We thought the horses were restless, or maybe some drunk had staggered here from the inn.
That happens?
Do you get drunks coming here a lot?
Sometimes, but not this time. My husband went out to see what was going on. Then I just heard loud voices and screaming. It's so stupid.
Oh.
It didn't even occur to me at first that something could have happened to Smill. I didn't find out until the morning.
What voices did you hear?
Did you recognize any of the voices you heard?
No, but they spoke Czech, cursing like demons, even at each other.
At each other? They quarreled?
Yes. Something must have happened.
Alright. Where did the noise come
And where
from?
did you hear this noise?
Everywhere. It was chaos. I don't even know how many of them there were.
I mean at the very start. Do you remember where you heard the noise come from then?
I don't know. I just don't know.
Alright. Alright, so that'll be everything from
Good
you.
luck then.
So much blood. It leads to the pond. How could anyone be so cruel?
Alright, so.
Poor wretch. He must have crawled here. If it was the horses they were after, there'll be even more of them by the main stables.
This must be the main stables this way. Following the trail of blood and bodies.
How could anyone be so cruel? How could anyone be so cruel? How could anyone be so cruel?
Alright, hey, you there. You're off on your own.
What? Who's there? Easy. I just came to ask.
I don't know anything.
Are you
Are
hurt?
you hurt?
No, nothing. Not a scratch.
What happened here?
What really happened here?
I don't know. Someone attacked. I don't know who.
That makes it seem like you do know who.
You didn't happen to hear where they came from?
No, I didn't see a thing.
Okay, you are useless to me. You're sitting off alone, probably processing everything.
Are you well?
No.
Leave me alone. Go away.
Look, I'll take care of
But
him.
there's no need to be afraid. With your help, I'll find those bastards and then I'll make them pay.
They deserve it.
Oh, yeah, they do.
What do you need to know?
I need to know what happened.
What actually happened here?
They killed the animals and... Why did they kill them?
How did it start?
Think carefully now. How did it all start?
We heard the animals, their shrieks, then Smill. He shouted, and they murdered him.
Did they steal
Did
anything?
they take anything?
No,
Okay, the animals died first.
You're certain it was the animals first and then Smell? Not the other way round?
I'm certain. I'd never heard a sound like that before. Now I'll never forget it.
What happened after that?
We ran outside and it was chaos. Animals were dying, the stables were burning, and those demons everywhere.
The stables were burning right from
The
the
stables
start.
were already burning. Didn't that happen after they fled?
No, it was to set the blaze when they arrived.
You said they were demons.
No, just vermin. Worthless human vermin.
How many of them were there?
Yeah.
Not many. There were just a few that came after us, but more round the back. I heard them yelling at each other.
Why were they yelling?
So they were yelling because of all the noise?
No, something happened. They quarrelled.
In the back? Where?
Towards the woods. To the north. They were trying to get away.
Some were fleeing and others were
So some of them were
fighting.
running away and the others were fighting?
Aye. For a time. Then more of us came out and we fought back, so the others fled as well.
Where did they
Where?
flee?
Where did they run to?
To the north. Into the woods.
Got it. That'll be everything, okay? Your appreciation, or my appreciation to your cooperation.
Thanks. That's all I needed to ask.
Alright.
Aha! This wasn't done by animals. They must have gone into the woods this way.
I would say so. I'm just following a trail now. Well, looks like we got some here as well.
They went deeper and deeper, for sure.
Alright. Not seeing any more blood. Oh, wrong button. So the music changed.
What's that? Well, now, what's come crawling out from under some rock?
All right, bud. Pleasure doing business with you. Well,
I'm fucking dying here. Nobody can match me with iron in their hands, and some damn peasant kills me. Dagger covered in horse shit.
well, that was easy.
Why, it's a hoof pick. Someone in Neuhof must know more about it.
All right, back to Neuhof we go. It's not like we went very far anyways. Alright, back to questioning. You are gone. So that's awfully suspicious. This hoofpick. Whose could it be?
You know whose hoof pick this is?
Ginger's. He was always bragging about it. Why do you ask?
Found it on one of the bandits.
I found it on one of the bandits in the woods.
But he... Because of him? Because of him they murdered us? Lord in heaven!
Wait, hold on. You think Ginger was responsible for the attack?
He ran off! Don't you see? He was acting so strange and then he ran off! Why the hell would he do that?
That does sound rather odd.
Yeah. And you don't know where he could have gone?
You don't know where Ginger could have gone?
Dunno. Ask Jakob.
Alright, back to Jakob we go. You know, no wonder all the criminals get away. I'm the one finding all this evidence here. And you're just standing there. Same with you.
Damn it all.
Alright.
Do you know anything about this hoof pick?
Yeah, it's Ginger's. He had it made in mate.
Alright, you have any idea where he might have gone?
Any idea where I might find this Ginger?
Well, that's the thing. He packed up and left.
What?
Look, I know how he looks. But Ginger is a fine fellow. I don't believe he had anything to do with the attack.
Alright, where could he have fled to?
Where could he have fled to?
I might know. But you gotta promise me one thing. When you find him, listen to what he has to say before judging.
Alright, I can promise you
You
that.
have my word.
Sometimes the charcoal burners come to see him. You get some well with them. I think that's where he's gone.
And where is that?
No idea. They've always kept to themselves, you know, charcoal burners.
But the forest is full of folk like that. They could be anywhere.
Aye, except these ones won't be far. If you follow the stream from the stud farm towards Rate, you'll come across one of their camps. Only
what?
Ginger didn't go that way, though. He always went by the big road, through the woods in the direction of Ujits.
But how can I find them?
There's always smoke when they work. You'll smell them before you see them. And they need to be near water. There's that too.
So if I go through the woods along running water, I'll find them.
Exactly.
Yeah, alright, makes sense, makes sense.
Farewell.
Let me inform Captain Bernard of our progress.
Good day to you.
I think Ginger is mixed up in it somehow.
I am.
Why do you say that?
He behaved
He acted
suspiciously.
suspiciously when I questioned him.
What do you mean?
Well, he was squirming and didn't really say anything.
He might just have been in shock.
Well, this hoofpick is his.
The hoof pick I found on the dead bandit in the woods is his.
That is fucking suspicious.
Yep, you see where I'm getting with this. And, to make matters worse, he vanished.
He disappeared right after we found those bandits in the woods. And I think I know where he went.
Where?
To the charcoal burners. He has friends there.
We've got to find him. But if his friends really are hiding him, I doubt they'll talk to my men. You should search for him, Henry. Go, before the trail turns cold. I'll send a report to Ratai.
Very well, sir.
Alright. That'll be it.
Yeah, well.
Alright, let's get going to a charcoal burner. Horse. Off we go. Alright, you charcoal burners, you. I need answers. I will speak to you.
I hope I can be of help to you, Knight.
I'm looking for Ginger.
I'm looking for a ginger-haired boy. I hear he's friends with some charcoal burners.
We ain't friends with no redhead.
He works as a stable boy in the stud farm.
I know where that is, but I don't know no one from there.
God be with you.
Alright.
Talk to me and leave the others in peace.
Alright, that I can do.
I'm honored that you should come to me.
I need help in my search.
Could you help me?
Depends what you want, doesn't it?
I'm looking for Ginger, a stable boy from Neuhof. They say he ran away and joined up with some charcoal burners he used to hang around with sometimes.
Sorry, there's never been a lad called Ginger around here. You have to try somewhere else.
That boy is a witness to a murder.
A murder's been committed at Neuhof, and that boy likely knows who did it. It's vital I find him.
There's been murder aplenty in these parts of late, but that Ginger lad really hasn't been here.
There'll be a lot less murdering going on once I bring those bastards to justice, so how about helping me out?
Calm down, lad. For the love of God. There's been no one like the boy you want round here. But then again, there are other charcoal burners. Try them. You might want to hurry.
Alright.
You're not the first to be asking about him, and the others weren't exactly a noble-looking bunch, although they were generous with their silver.
They didn't happen to say what they wanted him for?
No, but they definitely didn't look like they wanted to invite him to a feast.
Alright. Where
Do you
else
have
might
any
go?
idea where else he could have gone?
You said he was friends with the charcoal burners? Well, you'll definitely find some in the forest between Neuhof and Ujetz. There's good spots around there.
But that forest is huge. I could spend weeks searching.
Then follow the river. That's how you found us, isn't it? Where there's charcoal burners, there's always water nearby.
Alright, I'll ask elsewhere.
I'll go and ask somewhere else.
Farewell.
Alright. On to the next set of charcoal burners.
Yeah.
Get stuck into them, boys! You didn't think this one through, did you, boys? Yeah.
Answer to my prayers, just when I wanted to vent my rage on someone.
Aye.
Kunda! Come and get it!
Yeah!
You there.
Oh, Christ. What have we got here? Entertainment. Great.
I will take these. Oh, better piercing
What are you
arrow.
doing here? Tired of life, are you?
Alright.
I'll slay you for that.
Welp. Hopefully I was of some sort of service to y'all. I don't like these people very much. let's just oh.
God.
Not today, bud. I got a stealth kill. That's what I wanted. Okay, what you got for me? Some Groshin. Ooh, piercing arrows. Some more Groshin. Marigold detection. Alright, what you guys got in here? Nothing. And by nothing, I mean nothing good. Hey, look,
I'm honored that you should come to me.
I'm looking for Ginger.
I'm looking for Ginger, a stable boy from Neuhof. Do you know where I might find him?
Well, if you go south from here, you'll come across Old Andrew's Inn on the road. If you go along the road from there to the east, you'll reach Neuhof.
I know where Neuhof is. The boy isn't there.
Ah, I see. I can't help you then. I've never noticed anyone of that description around here.
All right, thank you.
God be with you.
Okay. So it's not these guys.
Yeah.
Then again, it is right out of the zone.
Yeah.
So makes sense.
Yeah.
Looks like more charcoal burners. Alright, you there.
I'm honored that you should come to me.
Look, I'm looking for Ginger.
I'm looking for Ginger from Neuhof. Do you know anything about him?
I know him. What do you want of him?
There's a few questions I need to ask him.
Well, you'll have to go somewhere else to find him. He doesn't come here much.
Let's see. That boy is a witness to a murder.
I really must speak with him. A murder was committed at the stud farm, and that boy probably knows who did it. I have to get him to
Something's in my eye.
And you think he had a hand in it?
Hard to say. He ran away, but on the other hand, it seems he stabbed one of the attackers.
Well, when you put it like that, it's clearly urgent business. I do know him. Not personally, but I've seen him around. He's friends with the charcoal burners down by Townburg. I know he hangs around with the twins there.
Downstream by Townburg? Somewhere by the castle?
If you follow the river to the west, you're bound to run into them. Oh, one more thing.
Yes?
Some other men have been around asking about him, but they weren't as convincing as you. Take care now.
Okay, well, if I'm not mistaken, we were just down that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, I also spoke to a twin. Or at least I believe that's what his name thing said. So I was lied to. Alright, let's get on with it. Hey, look. Look, I am back. I'm not a very happy camper. You either tell me where he's at, or I might just murder you.
Where are you hiding Ginger?
How did you... What the hell are you talking about?
Don't try that one on me. I know he's friends with a pair of twins from here. I'm here on the orders of Sir Hanush, and I need to talk to Ginger about the raid on the stud farm.
If Sir Hanush sent you, then you should deal with those two cutthroats who've been creeping around here asking about the poor boy. Once you take care of them, we won't have to hide him anymore.
I've already dealt with them.
I dealt with that pair. I happened to run into them and, well, it didn't end well for them.
Really? And I suppose I have to take your word for it.
If you want proof, I can take you to them. Maybe I should have brought you their heads.
I'll take your word for it. All right, a bargain's a bargain. Ginger is hiding out in a ruined hut not far from here. You go along the road to Ujits until you see a path to the right that leads to a small spring. There's an overgrown path that leads from there right to where Ginger is. Keep your eyes peeled, though. You could easily miss it.
Good. Thanks for your help.
All right.
God be with you.
Now I don't have to murderize you. Since you want to cooperate. Alright, path to the right. They said an overgrown trail. I'm not seeing an overgrown trail. That might be right here. Nope, it's right here.
Hey, get down! Are you blind, for Christ's sake? There's people walking here. Get out of here!
No. What are you gonna do, huh? Huh?
What the?
Be gone from here!
Nice little sight you got here.
Get out, you bastard, or I shan't hold back!
Yeah, what are you gonna do, huh?
I warned you, you cur!
Let's do this thing. Yeah, alright. Wasn't expecting to run into a poacher, but... I guess, I took the wrong overgrown trail. Still haven't seen an overgrown trail. Unless one of these is it. Which would be most likely the case. Ah, hey there, Ginger.
Jesus, you've led me a merry dance.
What do you want from me?
I want to ask you a couple of questions. Why did you run off like that? Where are your cronies? And why did you kill that bandit?
What?
Right, one thing at a time.
Yep. Why did you run?
Why did you run off in such a hurry?
Because I was afraid they'd come back and kill me.
Who?
Those bandits, of course.
To get revenge on you for killing their mate?
Killing? Me? I never killed anyone.
Well...
God is my witness.
You have.
I'm looking for your friends. Where are they?
The charcoal burners? They're over at the...
To hell with the charcoal burners. Where are your bandit mates?
They're not my mates. They nearly killed me. I recognized one of them, so I thought they'd come back and...
Recognized? Who was it? Talk!
I don't know his name, only that he's from Ujits and he has a limp.
Alright. Tell me about the limping
What can you tell me about him? How do you know him?
I saw him a few times in the tavern in Ujits, playing dice and boozing.
And?
I know he lives in a house on the edge of the village, but that's all I know. I never talked to him.
Alright. Tell me everything
and
that
now
happened.
Tell me exactly what happened. And don't leave anything out.
That's quite a long story.
All I want to know is who to look for and where.
You don't have to tell me everything, just who they were and where they went.
I only recognized one of them, a fellow from Ujits with a limp. He lives in a house on the edge of the village, but he's in the tavern there whenever he has the coin.
What else do you know?
Nothing. That's all.
Alright. I'll leave.
I've heard everything I need to hear, so I'll leave you be.
Wait! What about me? Won't you help me out?
What do you need?
Perhaps I could. What would you like?
I'd like to go back to the stud farm, but those cutthroats who want to kill me are still around. Will you help me?
They're out of the way. I ran into them on my travels.
Really? That's great, but
What?
I'm afraid to go back to the farm. I ran away, and God knows what they'll think about it all. I don't know if they'll even want to talk to me.
Look, just go there and see what happens.
Just try, and you'll see whether they drive you away or not. But if you explain it to them, they're sure to understand.
I suppose you're right. Thank you for your help, and God bless you.
Yeah, all right. Get out of here. Go back and see if they want to be your friends still. All right, Captain Bernard.
Jesus Christ be praised.
All right, I know who attacked Neuhoff.
I talked to Ginger and found out what happened.
Out with it then.
Ginger fled because he recognized one of the raiders. He was afraid they'd come back to silence him.
Well, he was right. They were asking about him. So who did he recognize?
He didn't know his name. Some fellow with a limp from Ujits.
All right. Since you've gone this far, you may as well ask around at Ujits. We've enough to do here in these parts anyway. Sir Radzik will tell you about it. He said to send you to him if you haven't already been.
All right, sounds like
Any
it.
chance of some work here, Captain?
It all depends on what you're ready to do, my lad. As I'm sure you've noticed, the roads around here are swarming with brigands. Sir Hanush has declared quite a reward for dealing with them.
So what do you think I should do about them?
We know about one of their encampments. It's to the east of Ratai in an abandoned mine. I don't really mind how you deal with them. Anyway, the leaders generally wear spurs, maybe like they're pretending they're nobility. Who cares? In any case, bring me the spurs, and I'll take it as proof that the deed's done.
Very well. I'll see to it.
Wait.
All right.
In addition, Sir Hanush has offered a reward for every bandit who's killed. So take a good sharp dagger. You'll get a bit extra for each ear you bring.
You know, isn't it a little it sounds like fun.
Very well. That sounds amusing.
Well, as for amusement, I'd entertain myself by being very careful, lad.
Good luck to you.
All right. So, Radzig, you wanted to speak to me.
Good to see you, lad. Sir Hanush told me you won his tourney. Good job, Henry.
I have another lead to the bandits.
My lord, I managed to find a clue to the whereabouts of the bandits.
Excellent. Bernard already told me what's been happening, but I'd like to hear it straight from the horse's mouth.
The whole story, or just the gist of it, sir?
It's up to you what you consider important.
In brief.
Well, in the end, I tracked down the stable boy who fled in fear of his life, and for good reason, too. He put me on the trail of a crofter from Ujit with a limp.
And his name?
But the boy didn't know him by name, only by sight. But if I ask around, I'm sure folk will know who limps and keeps peculiar company. Villagers like to gossip.
But what if he's not there? He could have fled, maybe even to Kuttenberg.
If I don't find him in Ujits, I'll ask around. Someone will know something about him.
All right. Better go to Ujits then. Find this limping footpad and get the names of the others out of him. They have to face justice for what they did. I want to see them hang. Then bring him to me in Merhoyed and I'll decide on his fate.
Certainly, sir.
All right. Why to Merhoyed?
Why choose Merhoyed?
It's somewhat at the centre of events, isn't it? And what's more, there's another stud farm there.
Sir, do you think they're going to try the same thing again?
I shouldn't think so. Everyone will be on the alert now, but the secluded dwellings are more vulnerable. There are few people in them. They're scattered everywhere and we can't guard them all.
But the bandits won't find much silver in places like that.
There's always a groschen or two, some food and so on. Anyway, how much silver did they get from slaughtering those horses?
True. If they'd stolen them, they could have sold them. Those were fine animals.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's not about the silver. It's about something else.
But what?
Creating fear. Such great terror that you won't even squeak when they come to cut your throat. Never mind raise your hand against them. Fear that will root you to the spot, staring like a rabbit entranced by a stoat, waiting for the death blow to fall. Helpless to do anything about it.
Okay.
God be with you.
I got an investigation to do. So I will see you later, Sir Redzig. Alright, well, he's out at the edge of town. Sure, if I follow the road, I will find it. That's a lot of people. What we got going on over here?
Move along, citizens. Move along. There's nothing to see here. If that's what you call nothing to see, I'd like to know what something to see looks like.
By the keys of St. Peter, this is all I need. We'll have to send word to Sir Hanush.
That might not be necessary.
Who are you?
I'm Henry of Skalitz, in the service of Hanush's Captain Bernard. I'm investigating the attack at Neuhof, and I think this could be related.
Well, I'm the bailiff of Auschwitz. And I say we don't want any of that kind of trouble around here. What makes you think this has anything to do with Neuhof?
One of the folk at the stud farm recognized someone from Auschwitz among the bandits.
We have no bandits or murderers around here.
Really? They say he had a limp?
Shit. Well, allow me to introduce you to Limpy Lubosh. Or all that's left of him.
Oh god, that's a lot of blood. Damn.
Sacre. Nothing's ever easy. I'll have to take a look around and ask a few more questions, if that's all right with you.
You can take this mess off my hands and welcome to it. As for what else there is to find out, I don't know. But look and ask all you like.
Yeah, all right. That I shall. Who was Limpy Lubosh?
Who was Limpy Lubosh?
A poor crofter and a scoundrel. Can't say I'm too surprised what happened to him. He kept company with all sorts of vermin. He was always getting into some kind of trouble. Punch-ups in the tavern and what have you.
Alright, why did he limp?
How come he limped?
He got that from some villainy or brawl a long time ago.
Alright, do you know anything about anything
Has he
suspicious?
been up to anything suspicious lately?
I don't know. The last few days he didn't go anywhere. He was home the whole time. But he always kept everyone in the village at arm's length.
Did he have any cronies?
Did he have any kith or kin in the village?
None. A loner he was. I don't know the last time I saw him with anyone.
Okay, and where was he on the night Neuhof was
Do you happen
raided?
to know where he was on the night of the Neuhof raid?
I've no idea. He kept his distance from other folk, so you never knew if he was away or holed up at home.
Alright. When was the body found?
When did you find the body? And did anyone see anything?
Just now. And nobody saw or heard anything. I don't know how they could gut him like that without someone hearing him scream.
Alright. Let me just open this. Let's take a look around. You know, I'm gonna eat his food. Any clues in here? Like, I'm gonna shut this door, okay? I don't need you guys seeing this.
A bed.
It is indeed a bed.
A bed. Nothing unusual.
Alright, let's go ahead and lockpick this, see if he had anything. Nope, nothing in there.
Judas. Looks like this is meant to be a warning. But for who? And why? Maybe the gang had a falling out. But a bandit who knows how to write isn't something you see every day.
Yep.
What's this? Looks like someone's hit him very hard on the head. Could they have bludgeoned him to death and then gutted him? That would explain why he didn't scream.
Makes sense.
Lord above, they did a hell of a job on him. Must have been agony. How come no one heard anything? Armour? Well, it seems Lubosh wasn't your everyday crofter. And judging by the bloodstains, it looks like he lived the way he died.
I want to say that's everything I can do in here. We've read head, torso. Yeah. Alright, folks. Yeah, everyone's gone. That's fine.
Yeah.
We'll check with the innkeeper in the morning. And then from there, we shall continue this investigation. All right. You gotta know something. You're the innkeeper. Can you tell me anything about Lubosh?
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
I don't know nothing about it, but ask all you want.
Who was this Lubosh who was
That
murdered?
man Lubosh who was murdered. What was he like?
I didn't really know him. He kept to himself, even in the tavern.
All right. And did you notice anything suspicious?
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Come to think of it, he was in church yesterday. He was even talking to the priest and went to confession. And I was wondering what he was up to take to the faith all of a sudden. But I suppose no sin's too dark for God's mercy.
All right. What was Lubosh doing on the day of the
Do you know what
Neuhof
Lubosh
raid?
was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
I was coming from the tavern very late that night, and I caught a glimpse of someone entering the village. He looked like he was in a hurry. It was only a shadow against the sky, but after what happened, I wouldn't wonder.
All right. Who was Lubosh seeing?
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
Not with anyone from the village. He used to sit in the tavern next to us sometimes, but he never said much.
All right. Looks like I
That's
gotta
all.
go
Thank you.
talk to the priest.
God be with you.
All right. You know how to wield a sword?
I see you know how to wield a sword, Father. I wouldn't have expected that from a man of the cloth.
With a stick. I practiced with a stick. A reminder of my youth and days gone by, and it helps keep me in good form.
All right. Can I ask you a few questions about Lubosh?
The blessings of our good Lord be with you, Father. I'm here in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa, investigating the massacre at Neuhof, which seems to be connected to a murder here. Can I ask you a few questions?
It seems Sir Hanush is employing children as investigators. But ask as you wish, boy. I hope this nasty business will be cleared up quickly.
Did you know Lubosh? What was he like?
Bit of a lost soul. Simple, rough fellow, but at heart I don't think he was such a bad person.
Did you notice anything suspicious?
Did you notice anything suspicious recently?
My child. All sorts of suspicious things have been going on recently. People like Lubosh don't know what to do about it, and sometimes they do stupid things.
That's really not a lot of help to me, Father.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Okay, what was Lubosh doing on the day of the Neuhof raid?
Do you know what Lubosh was doing on the day Neuhof was raided?
Unfortunately, I do know. and I'd like to help you with your investigation, but I can't.
What?
I'm bound by certain vows that forbid me to tell you.
Vows more important than catching dangerous murderers?
There are laws of God above the laws of man, son, and one of those is the sanctity of the confessional.
There has to be some exception.
Father, surely you can't be serious. There must be situations in which you can make an exception.
There are things that apply always, no matter what the circumstances, and this is one of them.
You could be condemning innocent people to death.
For heaven's sake, Father, can you really look me in the eye and tell me that when you know you may be condemning innocent people to death?
I can.
Damn it.
Because if I broke that vow, the consequences would be much worse than if I didn't. Maybe not immediately, but one day. The mills of God grind slowly.
Lubosh was my only lead.
Father, Lubosh was my only lead to the Neuhof raiders. Only he could tell me who was responsible for that massacre. If I don't find out who it was, it will probably happen again. Surely you wouldn't want that.
I wouldn't. But I can't betray the sanctity of the confessional. I'll tell you what. Give me some time and I'll try to think up some way of helping you. Suppose we talk it over in the evening, in the tavern, over a cup of good wine. Maybe we'll come up with something.
All right. Thank you, Father.
May the Lord watch over you.
All right. Looks like we will be having some wine with the Mr. Father Godwin in the evening. So until then, we'll be back. Ah, here you are.
The blessings of our Lord be...
And with you, lad. Take a seat.
All right.
I'm sorry I can't tell you everything, but maybe we can work something out. But first, I'd like to hear something about you, my son. With whom do I have the honor? Where are you from?
I'm from Skalitz.
I'm from Skalitz.
Oh, I'm sorry. What about your kin?
They're dead.
They're dead.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Here, we'll drink to them. It must have been terrible.
It was.
It was terrible. It seemed so pointless. We had no warning. They just appeared and began the slaughter. God knows why. They killed anyone who didn't make it to the shelter of the castle. My parents, my girl,
A tankard here.
even the Deutsch who was on Sigismund's side. I didn't make it to the castle. I wanted to try and help my parents, but there was nothing I could do. Then I fled to Talmberg with the Cumans on my heels. They almost killed me. They slaughtered people in the surrounding villages. There was a pile of bodies in front of the church in Rovna. Folk who tried to take refuge there, but they...
My poor child.
Got it for you right
May
here.
God grant them eternal rest. And how did you come to get this assignment?
Coming right up.
I'd have expected Sir Hanush to send that old grouch, Bernard.
He did send him.
He did, but I found a witness and the trail led here to Ujits, so he sent me here to follow it up.
Ah, well, congratulations. It's nice to see someone using their head to find things out instead of torture. We'll have to drink to that. Now the most important thing. What actually happened at Noyel? The good folks hereabout are saying all kinds of terrible things, but I take most of it with a pinch of salt.
This time they weren't
The
exaggerating.
rumours aren't exaggerated this time, unfortunately. The Neuhof stud farm was raided by bandits, but they didn't come to pillage or even take the horses. They only wanted to kill. They maimed the horses and slaughtered some people. I'm sure they would have killed more, but the bandits quarrelled among themselves and broke off the attack. And judging by what's left of our Lubosh, they're still settling accounts.
I see it's every bit as bad as people claimed. Dreadful. Well then, here's to those poor souls who had to die so pointlessly and so terribly.
I've told you all about me. Now it's your turn, Father.
Satisfied?
You don't look much like our parish priest at home.
I noticed you're handy with the
I
sword.
noticed you're pretty handy with a sword. I wouldn't expect that of a man of the cloth.
You know what they say. The Lord moves in mysterious ways.
But this is a bit more mysterious than others.
Let's just say I haven't always been a priest. fate led me to places where affairs were settled by force. These days, of course, it's just a bit of exercise to keep me in shape.
All right, let's get straight to the point.
Well, we've had an agreeable chat, but now let's get down to business. So, about this confessional seal. Do you really want more innocent people to die?
Henry, that's not how it works. There are matters in which you can't make exceptions because if you do it once, you'll forever be tempted to do it again. If people stop believing in the church because their confessional secrets are betrayed, they won't trust anyone, and that's worse than even the most hideous crime.
Yeah, then I've reached a dead end.
I understand, but that means I've reached a dead end. Those cutthroats will strike again, and I can't stop them.
Chin up, lad. I might have a solution.
What?
If I tell you what Lubosh told me, I'd be betraying the confessional secret. But, first thing tomorrow, I'll try something I think might help you.
Word of honor?
On my soul.
Yeah, all right.
I always wondered about the things a priest tells his congregation. Where on earth do you get the ideas for your sermons?
Well, Ujits is in Prague. It's not enough to instruct people. They have to be entertained, too. If I only read from the Bible, I'd soon be preaching to an empty church.
Our priest wasn't exactly a bard. So what do you preach to your flock about?
It has to be something topical. Condemning vices. And, of course, describing them in detail. A tongue lashing about the two popes goes down well these days. And stories from real life, with a nice moral to them, are popular as well. Especially if they're about fornication and similar scandalous vices.
Enjoy.
Can you give me an example?
Well, recently
Okay.
a priest by the name of Jan Hus started preaching in Prague, in the Czech language, and the people liked it. I hear he always has a full house. A journeyman who heard him told me what Hus is preaching, and I like the sound of it. I'm thinking about putting it in my own repertoire.
What's so amazing about it?
The preaching of Master Jan Hus about Mother Church. The lamentable wealth in which the church is drowning has turned to poison, and nearly the whole of Christendom is contaminated. Just like a flock of hungry ravens, they settled on this land to devour every grain of gold and silver. They
Oh,
don't
God,
know
is he going
mercy.
through the whole thing?
Their hearts are corrupted by longing for wealth, and they shamelessly profit from everything. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay and you will have absolution. What if the devil himself were to pay? Would he ascend to heaven too? With such money gained from the poor, they buy beautiful horses to ride and needless servants to pamper them. They gamble at dice and dress their whores in expensive furs, while Jesus Christ walked barefoot and had no place to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too. Amen.
Well, this Jan Hus character is quite a rebel.
Oh, the congregation will love it.
I don't doubt it.
Let's drink to that.
All right.
Funny. That last bit reminds me of someone.
What do you mean? My situation's completely different. Huth preaches against the prelates and the clerics who are robbing the poor. Look at me. I don't have a pot to piss in. I'm no better off than the folk I preach to. I'm one with them in poverty and suffering and everything that troubles them. I drink with them and curse those stuffed habits in Sasau Monastery.
You want to preach against debauchery?
Don't you think it's a bit odd when someone boozes and lives in sin with a woman and then criticises the Pope for debauchery?
No, I don't.
What do you think of Hughes?
What do you think of this Jan Hus?
He's certainly a wise man. A little overzealous for my taste. If he got out of Prague and came here for a look, I'm sure he'd stop condemning drinking and lying with women.
The teaching of Master Hughes.
Where can I find out more about his teachings?
Do you like it? I copied down some of his sermons. If you're interested, you can read them at my presbytery.
And what are folks saying
What
about
do the common folk think of it?
They like it. They're happy to hear someone say what they think themselves, but are afraid to say aloud. Things that make them angry. And they're calling for change. In a few years, it'll have grown beyond control. You mark my words, the people will rise up and the church will be shaken to its very foundations.
Yeah, unless they burn him at the stake first.
Nonsense. They can't burn a master of the most respected university in Europe?
All right, enough about preaching.
Thanks for the sermon, but I think I've been morally uplifted enough. Oh, it's getting quite late. What are your plans, Father?
What do you suppose? We have a drink, of course.
I'd say that's a good plan.
Ah, that sounds like a good plan.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Well, we've reached a new level in drinking. Well, we've been here a while. Oh, another one. Now we're playing dice. And another one. More dice. Oh, Henry. Oh, arm wrestling. Oh. Stronger. More drinks. Oh, Henry can't even sit down properly.
Enough of this. Bailiff, come on over here. Sit down and have a drink with us.
Don't vex me again, Father. It's 3 hours past dusk, and curfew is long gone.
So what?
So, I'll have you all whipped and put in the stocks, and I'll write a letter to the bishop about you, priest.
Well, nothing to worry about then. Everyone knows the only one around here who can write is me.
Enough! Men, throw them out.
All right. What a night.
You looking for a fight? Henry, back me up.
They only threw him out. They didn't throw me out. All right.
Come on then, Ben.
Bring it on. The hell with you.
Head cut!
Float. 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 Where's the fights going on?
Get your penance now.
It's over here. Hi, bailiff.
So, my dear, would you like to have a little ring on the bell? No sooner said than done.
I'd love to.
Oh, God.
Henry, too, I'm sure. Right, Henry.
Stop that nonsense, Godwin. Are you out of your mind? What will people say?
They can say what they like. What do I care? What do they do to me? Watch the step, my dears. Careful, you don't hurt yourself.
Godwin,
Okay, so we're just gonna be ringing the bell at nighttime.
Here we are. Look at this beauty.
Oh. We can't do this, can we?
Who says? Get ringing, wench.
Well, time to wake up everyone.
This is wonderful.
Oh.
Ah, bloody oath. And now, my dears, comes the climax of the evening.
Okay.
Godwin, you old goat.
Oh, God.
Come here.
Oh, no. No.
The priest has mounted up. What do you say, Henry? Shall we take a little ride of our own?
Oh, God. Henry. Henry, I'm done with you. Bah. Bah. We are sheep. Bah. 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 Bah.
Well, I have to say that was a fine evening.
Okay. Well, they look comfortable.
Godwin, you beast! Get up! Do you hear me? Wake up, you drunkards!
Oh, fucking hell. Where the... Oh, what the... Oh, who the hell are you? Oh, Henry. My great friend, Henry. Didn't we have a wonderful time?
Well, you certainly did, you old lecher. Now you better pull yourself together quick. You haven't much time. There's some water and something to eat on the table there, but if I were you, I would move my hairy arse before my flock eats me alive.
Oh, step on in my head. My guts. Oh, my poor suffering stomach. Oh, what was that woman on about? Before my flock eats me alive. I've forgotten something.
I would say so.
What have I forgotten?
Where the fuck am I?
What the fuck was it? Oh. Mass! Oh shit, I have to say mass. I gotta say mass. You have to help me.
How? You're the priest.
I can't do it in this state. Maybe the liturgy. But I have to give a sermon as well. Oh, this is a disaster. They're gonna excommunicate me.
I'd like to help you, but...
You can. You can do the sermon for me.
Okay.
What? So, first I investigate a murder no one wants investigated. Then I drunkenly keep the whole town up all night. And now you want me to preach at them from the pulpit? Do you want them to burn us at the stake?
No. No, I've got it. Suppose that Sir Ratzig's protege. You just came from studying in Prague. And you want to share the words of Master Jan Hus, who you recently heard preaching there. Henry, look. From what I remember, we might have overdone it a bit last night.
Just a little bit.
If the bailiff or someone else complains about me, the bishop's gonna have my guts for garters. So I'd appreciate it. Stop gaping at me like a stuffed squirrel and start helping.
You're mad. You're stark raving mad.
I'm not. It's a perfect plan. It's flawless. Oh. How about this? If you help me with this, I'll tell you who Lubosh's cronies are.
All right. I'm in. The confessional seal isn't sacred
So
anymore.
all at once, the confessional seal isn't so sacred?
Don't mock me. I won't give you a second chance.
All right. I can't guarantee results.
Well, all right. I can't make any promises about what'll happen.
No, neither can I.
What do you want me to do exactly?
I'll go and start the liturgy. Then I'll introduce you. You give the sermon I told you yesterday in the tavern, and that's that. No need to drag it out. If it turns out well, I'll tell you what I know about Lubosh.
Christ almighty. Fine then. We have a deal.
Wonderful. Let's get to it then.
All right. I would say we are just a little drunk here. Let's see. I guess we'll get beer. Main level. Oh man. +2 speech bonus, but a -2 strength loss. I do like that. Now let's go ahead and equip our stuff and things. Actually, let's charisma of 6. It's got a charisma of 13. It's got a charisma of 18. So we can have a charisma of 10, or we can jump it up to... All right. That'll work for now. I hope. What happens if I go ahead and save right here? Does it make things worse? Man, what a journey.
Never show up. The swill pop.
Look at him. He can hardly walk after his capers last night.
You were with them, you beast. Just you.
Look at him. Mother of God. Any minute now he'll throw up.
Guess
Okay.
I couldn't sleep a wink last night with all that clamor.
Well, sucks to suck, nerd. That's all I gotta say to you.
In nomine Patris, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Accepit panem in sanctas at venerabiles a manus suas. Hac facite in meam commemorationem.
Okay.
Brothers and sisters, you may have had the honor of meeting Henry from Skalitz, who is here at the behest of Sir Hanush to investigate that heinous crime at Neuhof. You might not know that Henry recently visited Prague, where, by the grace of God, was able to hear Master Jan Hus from the esteemed Charles University preaching. I've managed to persuade Henry to stand here today in my stead and tell us what he heard. Because, as you all probably know, Jan Hus is a very popular preacher in Prague. So, Henry, you may begin.
Yeah, all right.
Curious which one of them will puke first.
Let's see if I can remember everything. Confidently.
Brothers and sisters, let me get straight to the point. I'd like to talk about the church and how corrupt it is.
That boy has a cheek.
Creation has given to every man
Something
the
like that.
power
I
by
gotta be
which
quick.
he might rule the whole world. But that power does not give him the right to rule. That right belongs to God alone.
Continue modestly.
It is the corruption of God's pastors here on earth that has brought misfortune on our heads. Plague, humans, hunger, and chaos. The accursed wealth that the church is drowning in is poisoning almost the whole of Christendom. When dogs are fighting over a bone, take the bone and they will stop. Just like the flock of ravens that has descended on this land to peck up every speck of gold and silver. They show no mercy. Their hearts are poisoned by covetousness. They trade everything. Everything is for sale. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay, and you will have absolution. And the prelates sin and give themselves absolution.
For shame! Shame upon them!
The sin of fornication.
And what sins? They live with harlots and keep concubines, even though only marital intercourse for the purpose of procreation is pure. If someone takes a woman or man only to satisfy their own lust, who seduces them to do so but Satan? And how much darker the sin if that man is a servant of the church? Who can turn his face to God, who fornicates and then puts on priestly robes?
Nothing we don't know about already.
Modestly.
Enough about sin, which the prelates are so fond of preaching about, and whose absolution they promise if you only pay enough coin to Mother Church. What if the devil himself were to pay? Will the bishops tell us he too would ascend to heaven? And what about those bishops? They sin without remorse, and with the money grasped from the poor for indulgences, they keep fine horses and hordes of servants to pamper them. They play dice and garb their mistresses in expensive furs, while Christ, the Lamb of God, walked barefoot and had nowhere to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too.
Down with the prelates. Away with them.
I think we're doing well.
We're fortunate to have our good Father Godwin. At least he's a fair and simple man.
Criticize the prelates, but stand up for Godwin.
God sees what is happening on earth, and he is filled with righteous wrath that those who should seek the salvation of souls instead seek mammon and the idle comfort of lucrative posts. Blessed are the shepherds who share the poverty of their flock, who are as one with you and bear with you the burden of this earthly pilgrimage, who do not condemn your venial sins.
Aye, all honor to Godwin. Let him drink like one of us.
That is all I heard in Prague. Amen.
I think we did well. Possibly.
The lad spoke well, considering what a soak he is.
He's right, that was.
The young man shouldn't drink so much, but the Lord's given him a
I'm
silver
glad he
tongue.
came here. I don't suppose I'll ever get to Prague, and he told it nicely.
All right. Victory is ours.
Well, well, my boy, you have talent, and I can't deny it. And you pulled a thorn from my side. I almost didn't make it.
Yeah, I noticed. I wasn't the only one.
Oh, what's to be done? I'll make it up somehow.
So, about our bargain.
Although it's a sin.
So gluttony and fornication.
God does forgive a penitent.
So, what did Limpy Lubosh tell you? Was he at Neuhof that day? Who was with him? And where are they now?
Now, slow down. I'm sorry, but he didn't tell me that much.
Don't let me down after all I've been through. For you...
Well, now Lubosh came to me shortly after it happened.
Okay.
His conscience was gnawing at him. And I must say, in the end, he turned out to be a better man than he looked. He said they'd been hired through some crony of theirs. And at first they were just to steal some horses. But then it all turned sour and people started getting killed. And neither he nor his cronies wanted anything to do with that. So they fell out from the gang and fled.
Fell out? Yeah, there was a body found in the woods by Neuhof.
That would explain something. Lubosh kept jabbering that he wasn't a murderer, that he didn't want to do it.
Okay.
So I know that Lubosh killed the murderer and he's dead too. The trouble is, I need to find the ones who are still alive. I need names and places. Did he mention any of the others?
Only nicknames. Talked about some fella called Riki from Ledechko. Pius, Timmy.
Pious. That lot are about as pious as I am ordained.
Yeah,
Nonsense. You would make an excellent priest.
I mean, we do have a silver
Anyhow,
tongue, apparently.
With your skills, you ought to be able to sniff out this Riki from Ledechko, right?
Well, we'll have to now. There's not much else to go on. Let's hope he's not hanging from the wall, too.
Indeed. And I'd hate to be excommunicated for nothing. Anyhow, good luck. You watch out for yourself. These people clearly mean business. And I'd like to raise a tankard with you again sometime.
Yeah, I'll try. Although I'm not sure I'd survive another night of your debauchery.
And if anyone should ask, you heard nothing from me. I'll deny everything.
I don't doubt it.
Well, all right, get some rest, Father Godwin. I think you earned it. But that is going to be it for us today. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Stay tuned for the next parts. We're doing one a day, possibly two, depending on how things go and how long it's been before the second one's released. I'm out of here.